Hello there, in this tutorial I'm going to discuss about configuration of IMAP and POP. So in this tutorial we're going to configure IMAP and POP, but before we configure we actually want to clear a bit of doubt regarding send as. For example, this is our mailbox, and if for example we configure send as to for example our mailbox is CEO, and if we configure that, if we give authority to one of the user called Android or DMager uh, to the CEO, for example, this Android and DMager were able to send a mail on the behalf of CEO. If they able to send a mail, because we already configured that and we actually that are practical, but a doubt comes when, for example, Android, if I have authority to send a mail through CEO as well, I also got a doubt in my mind when I try to send a mail. And when I try to send a mail, I choose from option. Now let me go with the new, and when we go with the new, uh, you always get the option call from, means we have enabled that from the option button, otherwise it will not be available. So if we choose CEO, because I have authority of CEO, I will able to send a mail through CEO and automatically will be delivered. But for example, here's the confusion, either if I try to send a mail through any of the address, for example, if it's in our exchange domain, if it's said to be, for example, not CEO, something else, and for example it is help desk. If I try to send a mail through help desk, check name, it will do nothing, and then we try to send a mail to someone else. The confusion is the why we are not getting error here. We are just able to send. Okay, so I think I'm not put the to button, so I have to add someone to send a mail. Here I just add, for example, I'm adding Dan Major itself. Now I try to send a mail. Now it's saying that we try to send a mail. What happened? You don't have the permission required to send message from this mailbox. It means that although you're able to select the help desk, or although you're able to select any mail, right, might be you have, but you were not able to. If I send a mail through CEO, look, I am able to send the mail because I have send as authority, but for help desk I don't have. So whosoever have the confusion with there, that if I able to select the message whether I able to send the mail or not, you will get the error like this. Now back to our concept video, which is configuring IMAP and POP in Exchange Server 2010. So what we're gonna do here is, first we have to go to the search button and we have to type services.msc, because the IMAP and POP options were available on services.msc. So it will be broadcast, will show the entire services of your exchange. And let me select one of the place, and let me search for the IMAP 4 or POP 3. Depends on whatever service you want to open. For example, say IMAP 4, and if you want to take the mails offline through IMAP, you can do that. So startup time, you have all the options. Either you want to go with the automatic one, or you all the time wants to go with the manual whenever you want to configure IMAP or POP. You can also go with the help button. Okay, then go with the POP 3. properties manual, start, and it's starting it. Okay, so IMAP a pop free. Okay, so first step has completed. Now the second one. Now what we're gonna do is go into properties of any mailbox. We're gonna configure, and what we're gonna do is these are the properties of the mailbox, and in the mailbox properties you will get the option called mailbox features. And when you go click on mailbox feature, it will start broadcasting, it will start reflecting the status of your feature. So it is, for example, these are the features of, and you can see there's pop free and IMAP 4 enable. The status, you can see it's looking to enabled. It means that these features are available with the mailbox. So this is the second thing to choose. By default it remains enabled, but for example near future, if you have or in the past if you have disabled it, then and near future requires to use IMAP offline or pop mailbox offline, so it needs to enable it. Now when you go with the server configuration client access, and client access you will get the option called pop free and IMAP 4, and in the build option IMAP 4 you need to go with the properties. When you click on our properties, you will get the option called authentication. There's binding option are there, and the binding properties we always get to know about the port numbers, local IP port numbers. So these are the port numbers you have to configure whenever you take out your mails offline through for example Outlook. So these are the port numbers you have to put, and according to whatever you are using currently. Otherwise you will always have the authentication, which is more required, and these are based on the 3 authentication panel list. So for example, one is to plain text logon, and second is plain text authentication logon, third is secure logon. So if you have TLS enabled, and secure logon automatically will secure in a connection, because wherever you are going to configure it offline, it will allow you to securely log on. And if you want to configure pop free, again you have a port number to configure. For example, if you want to go with the by default one, there is no problem, but for example you want to or it requires to use any other port number, you can go with. So again there will be secure logon, otherwise you have the other 2 options, which is plain text logon, which is not it's a basic one, and it requires of TLS and all that. So this is how we able to configure pop free and IMAP 4 in Exchange